Okay, and so we're back in the temple. Tonight, sit up, baby. Sit up for this. You need to be at attention, baby. That's a Mother's Day teddy bear from my daughter of 24 years now. But yeah. So this video is not going to be long. I'm not going to be on here for a long amount of time. But we're back in the temple, back in the sanctuary. And I wanted to go live and talk about this because I'm going to leave this in 2021. Going into 2022, I have dealt with what needs to be dealt with so that there would be nothing lingering into 2022. I've shut those doors. And this video is going to commemorate the shutting of that door because I am about to purge on this live. So the grace that I'm going to extend is that I am not going to say the name of the person, but anybody who got the sense that God gave a tomato will be able to figure it out. But the grace that I'm going to extend is not saying this child's name. So 10 years ago, 11 years ago, or was it 12 years ago? Because we probably met in like 2009. So in 2009, I used to go to this hotel on Airline Highway and give the girls, hormones, food, condoms, whatever, just doing outreach. And because I've always been trying to organize the girls, so yeah, trying to get the girls to come together, volunteering of my own resources. Nobody was giving me these things. Nobody was helping me with these things. I was doing this of all of my own resources. So I met this girl who had a partner, and she had been watching my YouTube videos, so she knew who I was because she had been following me on YouTube. We ended up hitting it off, and I thought, she was talented, well, articulate. I will give her that. Like, she was, out of all of the girls in the room, she was articulate. I was doing a video in which I had to present to Orlando Westbrook to talk about the violence and the abuse that Black trans women were enduring against the police department. And on that video, she stood out. At the same time, I had an acquaintance whose name was Wes Ware, who was over an organization called Breakout. And he was looking for someone who was under the age of 26 years old. So at the time, I was getting ready to be 34. So I was too old. So I could not do it. So he asked me to find somebody who could do this work, So me and her had started to hit it off. She actually came and stayed at my house for like 6 months with her partner. I let them come stay at my house, house them, did what I needed to do. I had a job at McDonald's, but when I couldn't make ends meet, I remember one time I went out and turned tricks to make sure they had Christmas, like that we had Christmas in the house. So I always tried to be the best mother that I could. I'm not perfect. I don't get everything right. I make mistakes, but I really did, what I did for her, I did it from the kindness of my heart, like just sincerely trying to help her. No ulterior motive, nothing to get out of it, just trying to lift my community up, just trying to empower my community. And so they came and stayed with me for like 6 months. She ended up working with Wes, and he started manipulating her. And the manipulation started to pull her away from me. But he wasn't really paying her no money yet. So I remember one time she came to me and she asked me, she was like, I've been working there for 6 months. And, she still had to do whatever she had to do to make ends meet. So she was getting discouraged, and she kind of felt like quitting, like she didn't want to work there anymore. So, I never had those kind of opportunities. So I was pushing her. I was like, girl, stick it in there. It's gonna work out. Kind of like a mammy. Like, and I wasn't knowing that I was being a mammy, pushing her up on the plantation, but sort of was being a mammy, but didn't know I was being a mammy. This is an opportunity. You got to go for it. Go get yours. We's never come. Listen, it was like, looking back on it, it was some mammy tease, but I didn't know any better, okay? So I thought that I was pushing her to have an opportunity and to go further than I went. So anyway, she stayed on the job. The next thing you know, he got the unemployment department to start paying them. So she started getting a cute, lovely check. She was able to pay all her bills. She was able to pay it forward. She was able to do things for herself. She started getting on her feet. She started doing real good. Never once did I see a coin. Never once did she sow into me and give back to me all I had given to her and sold into her. On top of that, to make matters worse, every time she got up to speak about, where she got her start at, she never credited the work that she did with the organization, the grassroots organization that I did, that was not to Massa, that was not tied to the machine, that was not a patriarch, that was not rooted in patriarchy, it probably was rooted in patriarchy, because at the time I was praying to King Jesus, but it was not led by a Caucasian person who identified as a man. So we're just gonna say it like that. So it was not rooted in that. It was rooted in Black trans femmes, and time she got up to speak, she never credited New Legacy. She never said anything about that. She always just credited Breakout. She always just credited Breakout. So I didn't hold that against her. Never held that against her. Didn't give up on. At the time, was trying to have everybody. So, and he was like a son to me, and I'm not gonna lie, he was fine. And a part of me did want to have, but I was more loyal to her than him. So I never went there with him. I never had him, never touched him, never even played with him like that. I kept it from her a little while because I didn't want to spoil everything that we were doing. I felt like that was just going to derail the movement. And it did. When it came out, it blew up. It was ugly. It was a mess. She had all of these girls to come and started this big old fight and had us all out there fighting in the streets. Now, mind you, this is the same girl that got on social media 10, 11 years ago and said wasn't nothing positive about me but my status. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get back to that in a minute. Wasn't nothing positive about me but my status. So I'm purging right now. So I get into a fight with one of her friends. I'm out there, you know what I'm saying, fighting in the street with one of her friends behind some mess she kicked up. She disowned me. She went back to another girl and started claiming another girl as her mother. Now, mind you, I don't know why we fell out. I don't know why we beefing. I don't know why you have a problem with me, because at the time, I really haven't done you anything. I haven't done anything to harm you, but you found a reason to disown me. And then you start claiming this, the girl who disowned you, you went back to her and started claiming her as your mother. And you disown me as your mother. But you always talking about loyalty. But you disown me. This is the first time that you disown me and denied me as your mother. When I didn't even ask to be your mother, I was satisfied being your auntie. You was the one who started calling me your mother. And the whole while, you were being an opportunist. I should have realized you was an opportunist then, because I never asked you to be my daughter. You volunteered. You wanted me to be your mama. You didn't want me to be your auntie. You wanted me to be your mama because you wanted to have more privilege and more access than the rest of the girls. So you wanted the mama title because I was what's hot then. I was what's popping until you got on that breakout, started making money. Then you was mama now. You was the big mama. You was Mother Nola and the mother of Nola. You was this, you was all of that then. So basically, I was just your stepping stone. You just used me as a stepping stone. You never really cared about me. You were never invested in me. You used me as a stepping stone to get to where you are now. We just gonna go ahead and keep it real, but you always talking about loyalty, but you're the one that's not loyal. How can you teach loyalty when you're not loyal? So this is the first time she disowned me. And it's just like that story with Peter denying Jesus 3 times, because she denied me again. When she got ready to get pumped, I was telling her, girl, you don't need all that seal. You know, she kept, because you can't, if anybody know her, you can't talk to her any kind of way. You can't talk to her stupid. You can't flash out on her and just yell at her and talk to her crazy. So I've always had to deal with her with kid gloves. I've always tried my best to talk to her calmly, because you can't just come in her left field. So I always humble myself when I'm talking to her. And I was like, please, you know, don't go and get no more seal. Don't go and get no more body work done. She disowned me this time. This time she disowned me. She named the seal lady her mama. The seal lady was her mama until, unfortunately, her cousin passed away because of some bad seal. Then she fell out with the seal lady. She didn't like her no more. But the seal lady was her mama up until the tragedy struck. And I think the seal lady was her mama because she was probably getting some type of discounts for hosting parties at her house. So conveniently, you became a Dupree when it helped you to get your body and to get the things that you wanted. So now this is your mother. Now you're claiming her. And now this tragedy has ensued because of things that you've done, things you set in motion, and things that you refuse to back away from. And now, you know, your cousin transitioned on because of things that you set in motion because you wanted your body done, knowing the consequences, because we have receipts of videos where we talked about all of this before it happened, knowing that it was like Russian roulette, knowing the consequences. You decided to continue hosting parties. I didn't turn my back on you then. I wasn't disloyal to you then. I supported you then, even though I felt like you was wrong, even though I felt like you was being hard-headed, even though when I begged you so many times, you didn't listen to me. You kept doing right on what you wanted to do. I never down talked you, never put you down, never wore you out, never let you have it, stuck by your side through thick and thin, never put your business out on blast, never tried to shine on you. I stuck by your side. That's real loyalty. Even when all of those times that I was supposed to get opportunities to be paid for the services, the volunteer work that I was doing, and all of the intellectual property that I consistently gave to Breakout, and I never got paid but one time. I was always loyal to you. You never came over and said, here, you need this, can I have that? I was letting you drive my car until you got your first car. But have I ever been in the driver's seat of one of your vehicles? No. So I understand that I was just an opportunity for an opportunist. Moving right along. The last time we got into it, the last time that we fell out was over nothing too. She was getting ready to her apartment because, you know, she had lost her job. She's the GoFundMe queen. You know, anytime it's a problem going on in her life, and she'll brag and let you know, how she could raise all of this money on GoFundMe and can raise money down on GoFundMe. Oh, baby, they're gonna give her coins, honey. She gets her coins. She gonna pull it together on a GoFundMe, honey. Hard times come, honey. Them GoFundMe coins is rolling in, boo. So the money started dwindling down off of GoFundMe, and she was with her partner, and she wanted to get out of the apartment. So she asked me, could she come stay with me? Now, mind you, you didn't came and stayed with me before, and it didn't end well. You didn't came and stayed with me before, and every time you came and stayed with me, I never asked you for no rent money. I never asked you to contribute. You never had to give me anything out your pocket. You know what I'm saying? So you was coming here now because you knew I wasn't finna ask you for nothing. Take advantage of my kindness. Take advantage of my good. When you find a duck, pluck it. Hey. So I told her, yeah, she could stay. But a month before she got ready to move in, not 2 weeks, not a week, not 3 days before, we talked about it 2 months prior. After 30 days went by, I was feeling some type of way. I ain't have a good vibe about it. A month before she got ready to move in, a whole month, I said, I don't think this is a good idea. I said, I don't think we should do this. I ain't got a good feeling about it. Her boyfriend at the time was trans. He was cute. I'm not finna sit up here and act like I ain't had a history of having sex with people, men. Nothing probably wouldn't have happened between us, but I didn't even want it to be a question if I had came on to him, if I had flirted with him. I didn't want it to be any scandal around my name. I didn't feel like that would be a good look. So I declined on the invitation, and I politely said, I don't think that this would be the best thing right now. I didn't feel a good feeling about it. So she got mad at me because I didn't want to let her. She got mad at me because I didn't want to let her come stay at my house. Like, I owe you, like I owe you something else, like I still owe you. Like, you done denied me twice as your mother already, but I owe you to come stay at my house just because you want to come stay here. And the type of person that she is that she'll turn everything around and make it look like it's your fault, and make it like, because that's the type of stuff that she does. That's the type of games that she plays. And because nobody else is willing to stoop to her level, she look like she's telling the truth because nobody else is willing to stoop to her level. So when I declined her that time, we stopped speaking for about a year. Now, me and her have made some precious memories together. We've done some amazing things together. And I've always valued her sense of humor, how she made me laugh, her dress sense, her passion. Like, she has a lot of good qualities. So I'm not going to sit here and just bash her and make it look like she does not have a lot of good qualities. She's not a monster. She's not a horrible person. I just think that she is truly, truly not who she says she is. I think that you're always talking about loyalty, but you're the biggest fraud. You are the biggest fraud. You're not a monster. You're not an evil person. You're just not who you say you are. You're a fraud. That's what you are. So we didn't speak to each other for about a year. When she came back into my life this time, she apologized for all of the neglect. She apologized for how she treated me the first time she worked at Breakout. She humbled herself. She swore to God she had grew and all of this type of stuff. Now, what I'm finna say now is public knowledge because she has already publicly talked about her status. She's already publicly talked about her status. I'm not spilling any new tea. When she came out to me about her status, she lied to me about how she contracted it. She blamed somebody who was supposed to be her closest friend and said that it was a needle, said that she was giving a girl the hormone injection, and they was laughing and joking and being silly, and the needle accidentally stuck her. So that's how you know that she's always been being fake with me, and she's always been being strategic with me, because you lied to me about how you got infected, when if the girl who you said infected you, then you fell out with her conveniently. The girl who you said infected you is a known advocate and takes very good care of herself and constantly takes her medication. So how could someone who is undetectable, because undetectable equals untransmittable, how could someone who is undetectable give you the virus with a needle? So it came from somewhere else. So you lied to me and you stuck with that lie. Anyway, when you first found out about your status, even though you had been vicious with everyone else who had it, you said a whole bunch of mean stuff about people who had it. You was always reading people who had it. You was always cracking little jokes about people. But when you got it, everybody was supposed to feel sorry and sympathize and be, oh, woo, 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 woo. Everybody was supposed to get that tease for you. So anyway, I'm in a very different space with it. I'm wrestling with where I was. I'm trying holistic parts. Like, I'm not really trying to hear your depressing stories when we living in a time where you could take one pill. When I was diagnosed, it wasn't a one pill a day. Now, when you got diagnosed, you living in a time where it's one pill a day, and you sitting up here, woe is me. And I mean, every time I look around, you dumping this tea on me, not giving a fuck about what I feel, what I'm going through, how this is making me feel. I'm your mama now, again, after being rejected and denied twice. I'm your mama, and just to hold your tea. So I confided in one of my closest friends of 25 years. I confided in one of my closest friends works in healthcare of 25 years. I told her, and I was like, can you also be of counsel to her? Can you also help her? I confided in her. Now, no, I didn't check with her and ask for permission first, but what's the difference between going in and talking to a therapist or a psychiatrist about it? Whether what's the difference if I would have went in and talked to a therapist or a counselor about it than me going to talk to my best friend, who one of my best friends who I knew was not gonna say nothing, who I knew was gonna keep it a secret, who I knew was never gonna tell anybody. I went back, and then the tea didn't come out that, my girlfriend never confronted her about it, never said anything to her about it. I went to her and told her, I said, look, I said something to so-and-so about it, so now you have somebody else to talk to. She fell out with me again, got mad at me again, let me have it again, nailed me to the cross again, wore me out again, let me have it again. I can't do nothing right. I'm wrong again. It's all my fault again. I betrayed her. I was disloyal. I'm trying to get you another outlet. I'm trying to give you another space so that you can have somebody to talk to. I'm trying to help you so you don't always have to dump your problems on me, constantly draining me and never really pouring into me, taking advantage of me. So she fell out with me again. This the gag. Not even a month after I told the girl, she got up in front of a whole press conference and told and came out and told everybody. But you were so devastated when I told somebody that we knew was not gonna say nothing, didn't have a malicious intent towards you, never been malicious towards you. I could see if I told somebody that was your enemy. I could see if I told somebody you was beefing with. But I told somebody who I trusted, who I've been friends with for over 2 decades, who works in the field. But you would rather for me to have went and told a Caucasian counselor. Didn't make any sense to me. We talk about community and sisterhood and all that shit. That stuff be fake. Girls don't be meaning that. Girls just be saying that for grants and saying that in front of the camera. Girls don't really mean that. So anyway, I took my lick. I humbled myself. I was wrong. It was my fault, even though to this day, I still don't see what I did wrong. I still don't see how it was that big a problem. I took some of the load off of me. I asked somebody to help because I was tired of carrying it all by myself. I was tired of being the only person that she was talking to, seemed like every day about this. And she would call me and talk to me for hours. Like literally, I had to hear this stuff for hours. Now, when she was in Philly, she did send me a 20 here and maybe a 40 there. But that ended up coming right back to her the next year when she moved back and lost her job. And I was with Sasha. And every time you look around, she was, Mama, can I get this? Mama, can I get that? Mama, can I get this? Mama, can I get that? You think she's made that up yet? No. While I was in Africa, she had the organization that she was working with to send me a coin. But girl, that didn't come out your pocket. That came from Mafa. That didn't inconvenience you. That didn't come out your wallet. I was using resources that were for me. I was taking food out of my mouth. When I had to ask Sasha for things to give to you, that was coming out of what was meant for me. That was my partner who I was performing duties for. And you were taking from me. You got a motherfucking organization with money and you gave me a little change for a phone, and you think that makes everything that I sold into you over the past 10 years worth all of the trouble that you caused me. No, ma'am, you don't get off that easy. This is the purge. This is the purge. We're not finna leave it with everybody thinking that somehow I wronged you. We're not finna leave the stories and rumors that you probably have circulating in New Orleans. We're gonna make sure all play the whole tape. That's what we're doing now. When I couldn't make it to the last event that you had, we paid for your partner to fly down there and speak. When I couldn't show up, I made sure your first proclamation that you ever got from the city, I went to LaToya Cantrell and opened the doors. You got a proclamation before me. You swore to God I was jealous of you, but I was always your number one fan. Because I said in one of the first gatherings, me and Jasmine Bonet said it, and you could go back to the DVD, you could go back to the CD because I have receipts. You could go back to the video. I said the next generation is supposed to do better than us. I always wanted you to do better than me. I always wanted you to go further than me. The part that hurt me is how you denied me and how you tried to act like you was better than me when you started doing these things. That's why animosity has always existed between me and you. For you to be a daughter, you seem jealous. You seem jealous of me. You seem jealous of my gifts, of the fact that I was able to speak and articulate myself. You seem jealous of the fact that I wasn't afraid to walk away from stuff. I had courage that you didn't have. Instead of you being happy for me, you was more jealous of me than anything. And it's hard to deal with when you have a daughter that's jealous of you. A lot of girls have always been jealous of me, and I never paid it nor mind, because when you're a queen, a real queen, the other noble women in the court are gonna gossip about the queen. The other noble women can't never stand her. They always come for her. So, it comes with the territory. But when your own daughter, your own alleged daughter is dragging for you. So what prompted this video, it's the holidays. I got nostalgia. This was the final nail in the coffin, because I thought I was gonna let it go, and it was gonna be let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. This is the part that really, 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 really plucked me. So when we fell out while I was in Africa, I still don't know why we fell out in Africa to this day. But when we fell out, because I told her something that she did, I thought I didn't agree with it. Now, if I can't tell you, if I gotta be a yes man to be in your life, and if I gotta agree with everything that you do in order to share space with you and in order to be around you, if I have to agree with everything that you do, it's not gonna work because I'm not gonna be a yes man for you. I'm gonna tell you when I think you're wrong, and I'm gonna try to say it in a loving way. I'm gonna try to speak the truth to you. I'm gonna try to speak it to you in a respectful way, and that's what I did. And while I was talking, she was like this to who you call your mama, and bitch, and bitch, and bitch, and a hoe, and bitch, and bitch. This how you're talking to me. And while she was talking to me, I was still being calm and respectful with her. Now, mind you, I had just finished praying for her because she was going through some things with her body. I'm praying for her, meditating all day long, sending energy to her, trying to help with her healing. You know what I'm saying? Making myself a conduit, praying for her. And when I don't agree with you about one thing, you snap on me and you start letting me have it. Then you block me, you cut me off. Now I know how she moves. She have backup pages. So she'll block you on her main page and then stalk you on her backup pages. So this is how I got her this time. I never did her this before because I always have tried to be loyal. Loyal. I always used to just let her be mad and then wait till I think enough time has passed and then try to make peace with her. But this time I was over it. You done denied me all these times. You done shaded me all these times. You done all this stuff to me. So I blocked her on both of her backup pages, on both of my main pages. So now if you want to see me, you got two choices. You can look at me from somebody else's page, then you have to let your friends see you see, and you got too much pride to do that. So she went as long as she could without unblocking me. But recently, a memory came up with me and her in it, and her name was Blue. So I was like, oh, and it's her main page. So I said, oh, she must have done unblocked me. So, I'm thinking we making progress because you didn't unblock me. So I go and look at her page. I'm not fake. I don't sneak. I don't tiptoe around on your page. I like she do. I'm not gonna stalk you in private. Like she think that that's strategic. No, it's fake. You can't call yourself loyal and fake at the same time. A loyal hoe cannot be a fake hoe. You can't be fake and loyal at the same time. The two don't go together. If you fake, how the fuck can you be loyal? They don't go together, boo. You can't be fake and loyal. You can't be fake and loyal. You can't do both at the same time. That's what fake hoes do. A lot of fake hoes that stalk my page, and I don't pay them no mind because we ain't never been as close as me and you was. You slept in my home. You ate my food. We smoked together. We done rode together on long trips. We done told each other personal, intimate business. I trusted you with everything, Miss Thing. You don't get to be one of these fake hoes stalking my page. That's not a luxury that you get to have. You don't get to be her. So I tested the water. I sent her a message. And I was vulnerable. I was humble. Got my little reason first, because you know it wouldn't be me if I didn't say my little piece first. If I didn't intelligently talk my noise. So I'm going to read you what I wrote her. I'm not going to say her name. I'm not going to say her name, but I'm going to read you because I screenshotted the message before I deleted it. Because I deleted it and then I blocked her. I said, so this is what she said. She said, give me loyalty and I'll give you everything. Tease the seasons from the house of blank. I said, you said a mouthful. See, that's what triggered me. When you start talking about loyalty, and I know how you done me, I'm going to test your loyalty. And I'm also going to see how much you've grown. I'm going to test your growth. Because, see, I could have inboxed her, and then she could have did all type of fake stuff behind the scenes. But no, if I'm going to see if we really got any hope for us, if there's hope for us to have any type of friendship in 2022, to have any type of bond in 2022, we starting from the rip out in the public. Ain't no moving behind the scenes. I'm coming at you in the public, and I'm gonna see how you come back at it. We ain't spoken over a year. Now it's time to see where we stand. So I said, you said a mouthful. I know you're stubborn, but miss me too. But you will never admit it. Happy holidays. I feel the same way. Loyalty is everything. Love don't mean crap without it, but more importantly, being worthy of loyalty. Loyalty or love has never been my weak point. But to some, it's perceived as weakness because I've always been loyal to the most vulnerable and disenfranchised. Unfortunately, that choice has not turned out very lucrative. Thank the ancestors, I'm built for it though. Nonetheless, when I think of you, I always laugh now, which was true. I had got to a peaceful place. Me and my daughter both me and my oldest daughter both would think of her, and we would cackle. It would be positive. It wouldn't be no messy kikis. It had really got to a positive place. And when she unblocked me, I was like, okay, this must mean she's ready to communicate. So I said, thank the ancestors, I'm built for it though. Nonetheless, when I think of you, I always laugh now. You are always good for a chuckle. I miss that so much. You're not fixing to be down around blank unless somebody done plucked her nerves. But most times it's a blessed kiki. I treasure those memories most when I think of you, and I toss the ugly ones into the river of forgetfulness. Be well, beautiful. I love you, goddess. She let that message sit there for about 2 days and did not respond and kept posting. And that was her way of saying, I'm above you. Because I know her. And she probably showed it to people and laughed and was like, look at this dumb bitch. That's the type of petty stuff she do. I know her. She probably was showing it to people, smoking a blunt, saying, look at this dumb bitch. So when you didn't respond, it showed me your intentions. You want to be able to stalk me. You want to be able to be on my page, be on my timeline. You want to be able to stalk me and know what's going on in my world, but you don't want nothing to do with me. Dance, boo. No, of course not. We're not going into 2022 with that. The bridge has been burned. And the reason why I really didn't go in on you like I could have went in on you is because I have respect for your family. I have respect for your mother. I have respect for your family. That's why I'm not going to drag you like I could drag you. That's why I'm not going to say some of the things that I want to say. That's why I kept this as I was as gracious as I could be. Because I could have said some things. But this is to close that door. I'm not going to talk about you next year. I'm not going to bring you up anymore. You've been blocked on all pages. All 3 of your pages, you've been blocked on. You probably can come see this YouTube video. That's how you will have access to me. That's where you go. You're a YouTube follower. You can't stalk my Facebook no more. You out of that realm. Cause Facebook is family. Facebook is for friends. Yeah, it's some looky-loos on Facebook, but you ain't on my friends list. You ain't on my friends list. I'm not one of them people with 5,000 friends on Facebook. And I could have them because I have hundreds of people on the request list waiting on both pages. I'm not carrying no dead weight. That's why my friends list stay under 300. I don't carry dead weight. People want to look at your content but don't want to support you, don't want to help you, don't want to sew into you. Y'all want to be friends for what? I ain't looking on your page getting nothing. You ain't feeding me. No. Now I can't stop followers. I wish I could remove the follower button. Because if you hear, what are you here for? If you're not really here to be a support, if you're not really here to encourage, if you're not really here to empower, what are you here for? Because I promise you, I'm not going to come on your page. I don't stalk people pages. If I go and look at your content, I'm going to interact with your stuff. I don't sit up there and stalk my friends' content. Not true. I don't interact with all my friends on my page, but I interact with more of my friends than my friends interact with me. I interact with you. If you're on my friends list, if I don't interact with you, it's because you don't interact with me. But I promise you, I didn't send you a friend request. I promise I didn't send you one. So if you sent me a friend request, you should be interacting with my content. At the very least. That's foolish to send somebody a friend request and not interact with their content. That's foolish. That's why I deactivate my Facebook account. Because I get fed up with that. Stalkers and looky-loos. Trying to feed off your energy like parasites and vampires. Because you don't have an original thought of your own. You want to come on my page and feed off of my intellectual property so you can use it to talk to your funders and your grant people because I'm still out here living an authentic life. And you're sheltered now. So you need my words, you need my fire, you need my passion to make funders listen to you. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. You want to stalk me and be inspired by me because I know I'm an inspirational girl. I know I've inspired many. And I'm thankful for those girls, those young girls who have been watching my videos for 10 years, who literally hit my Cash App up faithfully, who literally show support and love to me out of the blue. I don't even much be thinking about it. And they here. They just bless me. They just look out for me. These are girls that I have not done as half as much as I did for this girl. Let me show you what I'm going to do for you. Because I'm not even much playing with you tonight. Now, the next step going to be, because why would your foolish ass come on my motherfucking live so you could tell me about what I'm doing? Like, nigga, you here. Why are you here? Why the fuck are you here? Why are you here? Now, the next step for you is gonna be this. And you ain't even finna be that. You finna be hide user on this motherfucking so your messages will be hidden, Matthias. And come up here saying something cute, y'all could go too. I'm loud in this video because I'm upset, I'm triggered, and I'm in a very passionate state. Okay? And I notice how some of y'all gravitate to mess because when I'm on here talking about other stuff, I never see you, Matthias. If y'all ain't never came on here to support me when I wasn't being loud at the mouth, what the fuck you on here now for? If you wasn't here for the other shit, what you here now for? Clown? You don't get no motherfucking shine on this timeline. Any smart comments that of people, the only people who could tell me something cute and your comment get to stay is people who've been supporting me. People who have been here and I've been seeing you say positive stuff and I've been saying you see nice stuff and I've been seeing you be blessings and encourage me. If you have something, you have a question you struggling with, why you did this video, and you could articulate that in a respectful way, then you can speak. But nobody who ain't never showed their face to say something kind to me, you ain't finna come on this motherfucker and check me and think your comment gonna stand. Boo. Period. If you ain't been here for the good times, you don't get to speak on the bad ones. You have no voice here. Period. I said what I said, and I can say as loud as I want to. If you don't want to hear this loud mouth, you know how to exit this live. Now, I've given as much energy as I want to give to this. Like I said, moving forward, because I want to make sure that this has been stated and said so that when I go into 2022, it'll already be behind me. This is done. I'm not speaking on it no more. I'm not talking about her no more. I ain't even say her name one time in this live, but everybody know who I'm talking about. You all know who I'm talking about. I'm done. I'm done. What makes me the maddest is that she always talking about loyalty. And you the most disloyal person I know. You the most disloyal I know. You a whole fraud. That's the part that behooved me was. You the biggest fraud I know. And that's what triggered me is that you always talking about loyalty, but you betrayed me for the oppressor. Then you betrayed me for the seal lady. Then when I got ready to come home from Africa, let's just keep it real. You betrayed me because you didn't want to have to do anything for me. You was getting ready to come up. You was getting ready to get that new position, and you didn't want me to have access. You had got accepted into the inner circle. Another white trans man had came, saved you. Another white trans man came to your rescue, and he did not want to be bothered with me. It's always a white trans man coming to save you, coming to use you, and you break your neck to get to him. You betray me every time for that. Then you call yourself the mother of Nola. No, you're the mother of tokens. You are mother token. That's what you are. You're mother token. You're mother token of you're the token Nola mother. That's what you are. Mother token. The biggest token in Nola. Opportunity to check your growth. I gave you an opportunity. This video didn't have to come out. I could have forgave. But when I opened my heart to you and I made myself vulnerable to you, and you let that message sit there and you didn't respond, you showed me that you have not grown and that you still a fraud. Talking about loyalty is everything. If you give me loyalty, I'll give you everything. You're a fake. But I'm done with it now. I'm going to let it go. I don't wish no harm to you. I don't wish no bad on you. I just needed to say this. I wish you peace. I wish you continued success. But now I don't have to see none of it. I don't want to see none of it. I blocked you. I ain't stalking your page. You will never be able to say I'm stalking your page because I blocked all your pages. I don't have an Instagram. So unless you start doing YouTube, I don't be on Twitter. So I ain't got to see you nowhere. Your claim to fame is the word trans. The word that Massa gave us. Then you're going to tell me they're going to still lay limb, lay lur from you. Child, if they're not doing what I'm doing, if it does not have the integrity that I have, it's not mine. You can't steal something that's for everybody. We all whole. We all our mother and our fathers. This is not rooted in patriarchy or white supremacy. You can't steal something that's for everybody. I didn't create Lay Lim Lay Lur. Lay Lim Lay Lur didn't come together so I could make a profit. That's not what Lay Lim Lay Lur is about. Do I want to make a profit? Do I want resources so that I could build in community, so that I could build spaces for whole ones to come together? For people who acknowledge that they are their mother and father, do I want those resources? Yes, but I'm not willing to sell my soul to get it. I'm not willing to tap dance with my message to get it. I'm not willing to compromise my integrity to get it. They didn't steal the trans movement from us. They gave it to us. They gave us the word trans. They didn't steal that shit. Yeah, I was on IG. They took my IG page from me. They didn't steal that. They gave it to us. Black people didn't come up with the word trans. Black trans women didn't transgender. We didn't think of none of that. That's the name the colonizer gave us so that we could get some crumbs that falls off the table in this matrix. You haven't had an original idea, sis. All you do is parakeet what you hear other people say. For a long time, you was parakeeting me. But those days are done. Like I said, I'm done with this video. My vibrations, I got to get my energy together. Got to get off this live and do some self-care. Because, baby, I have. That was a baby. I needed that. You Kineen, I've been rocking with you since the early days. You're the one of the reasons why I had the courage to love trans women openly. Yeah, and so you know who I'm talking about. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, Daniel. Um, and you to let the girls make you bitter. We just gonna go on here and hold space for that. You to let these girls make you bitter because you done made some of the wrong choices. Mm. But it is what it is. We all make mistakes, so I'm not condemning you. I'm judging. I'm making a judgment, but I'm not condemning you because I've made some foolish choices too. You know, that's why now I don't accept daughters. You can be my sister. You can be my brister, which means my brother, sister. You can be my sibling, but I don't want no more children. I'm good on children because you're not gonna use me as an opportunity and a stepping stone. And then when I sow into you, and you decide to run off, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you did that from the kindness of your heart." No, the fuck I didn't. That was an investment, boo. I invested a lot into this world. I invested a lot of time, energy, phone calls, resources that I didn't have over the years, sweat, tears, out shouting and marching and stomping with her, girl. And then when you doing good, you all on Facebook living lab and living fab and all this. You know what I'm saying? Stunting with girls who really was never riding for you until you got a coin. Now you politicking with girls who really never really fucked with you, but they fuck with you now because you got a coin, because you a coin girl now. But you loyal, but you forgot the roots. You always somewhere repping the colonizer. But you forgot your deeply melanated trans mentor who you wanted to embody at one time, who you looked up to and thought the world of, who never betrayed you. Let's be clear, never betrayed you until now. This is betrayal. This is betrayal. And you had it coming. I've never had a daughter, but I had to let go a trans sister who refused to handle her mental situation. She got a ridiculous ego. All of a sudden, she started being disrespectful and gaslighting me. Okay, fool me twice. Right, what happened? Girl, you got to start this live over. I'm not hashing it. I'm not going back into it. I'm not going to go back into it. I just let go. I just did a purge. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving forward. 2022. I want to. My New Year's resolution is to continue to do me, but to do me better than I've done me before. So I'm still going to be whole. I'm still going to speak on things that trigger me, but I'm going to try to speak on them with a little bit more grace than I have in the past. I'm going to try to do more spiritual videos, more positive videos, because that's the direction that I'm going in, because I do want to have a gathering space for the work that I'm doing by 2023. I would like to have a gathering space. So I want to continue to just do that work, continue to just lay this foundation in 2022. And I just want to let go of all of that stuff that happened to me in New Orleans, how they abused me, how they abused my talents and my gifts. And they really did not so into me. They really have not paid their dues as far as I'm concerned with supporting me. You can't throw me $200 or $300 that you got from your organization and think that somehow that makes up for the years that I invested in that movement. When you left and went to Philly, I was the one who was holding your slot for you. About to fall apart for 2 years. I was still down there keeping the fires going, keeping the work going for you, keeping the narrative going, keeping it strong, keeping the work relevant. I was down there doing that work. About to die down there. Came down there, and any opportunity of anything to keep your name relevant and to keep your name out being talked about, I let you participate in my stuff and made you a part. Anything I had, I put you on. And now you own, and this what you do to me. You never jumped in my inbox and said, I know me and you don't agree with each other, but I would be wrong if I did not sow into this work that you're doing. I can't, in my conscience, I cannot be down here thriving the way that. Then when people fall off, and then when their blessings get snatched from them, they be sitting up here wanting to blame the oppressor and wanting to blame everybody else. No, that's karma. You didn't learn this from me because I'm always honoring my trans mother. You didn't get this from me. You did not learn this from me. I may not always go to Atlanta to see her, but I have invested in making sure that that woman know what she means to me. You did not get this disloyalty from me. You did not learn that from me. Okay, baby. I know who you is, baby. Yeah. But hello to everybody who coming on. And I know Sister Kate, I'm not being cute with you. I'm just being passionate right now. So it's not towards you. like the tone was not for you. That's just the tone of this video. I have had some people come on here and try to be cute, and I done had to remove them. Probably spies. But I said what I said in this video. Nothing that I said in this video was a lie. Everything that I said in this video is the truth. Everything that I said. And again, it was so much more I could say, but I'm not finna keep on because my lemon pepper shrimp and my french fries probably cold as hell now because I've been talking for an hour. I don't like using the microwave, but they might have to get 30 seconds. I have enough radiation with computers and stuff, so I might have to give it a 30-second nuke. But I didn't want nothing on my stomach. I didn't want to be high. I didn't want to be drunk. I didn't want to be buzzing. I didn't want to be on nothing. I wanted my stomach to be empty. I wanted to let this flow. I didn't want to be full, high, buzzing, nothing. I wanted this to come from where it needed to come from. So it could be raw. And I needed to do this because if I don't, next year it'll come up again. And I'm not finna be holding on to this. I release that. I release her. I release all of the people who have done me wrong in New Orleans. I release all of the dishonesty, all of the disloyalty, all of the distrust. I release that. And I'm moving forward. And 2022 is going to be a new year. And it's going to be a more evolved, more refined, more peaceful, more spiritual me. Like I said, when I get triggered by a blogger or something somebody said or something pressing, it's a world issue that I want to talk about, because I've been wanting to talk about littering forever, because God, I cannot stand litter. God, Goddess, I cannot stand litter. I hate it. I hate litter. And I've been wanting to do a video on that. And I can't get to talking about, issues that I want to talk about in the world because I be so caught up in this trans mess. And that's something I'm holding myself accountable. Like, this trans mess be having me in the quicksand sometimes. I know I'ma still have to talk about it sometimes because a girl got to make ends meet. And the trans there are some facets of the trans community that do give a girl a coin, and I want to be respectful to those people who do give me a coin, to those people who do support my work. I'm not bashing the trans community, but I'm still holding some members of the community accountable. That's a part of my brand. That's Kineen Mafa. That's Laylim Layler. That's wholeness. Respectfully. So with that being said, I released that. I let that go. Going into 2022, there will be no more talk. There will be no more mention of her. I cast that into the river of forgetfulness. I'm done. I will be entertaining comments and questions until December the 30th. On the eve of the 30th, I will restrict the comments, and you won't even much be able to comment. That's how serious I am. You won't even much be able to comment on this video next year. We live and we learn. I think I have an idea of who you're talking about, but I see why a lot of the girls don't involve themselves with trans activism and trans advocacy, because a lot of it's fraudulent. Some of it's real. We have some real out there who really doing the thing. And most of those girls who really in it for the right reason and who really here for the and most of those people who really here for the right reason, a lot of those girls be behind the scenes with their work. They don't really be out there stomping on the front lines and always in front of the camera and always trying to get a sound bite. Like, a lot of the girls that do the most important work, they work behind the scenes. Yeah, girl, but like I said, next year you won't even much be able to comment on this video. So if you have anything you want to say, anything you need to get off your chest respectfully, you know what I'm saying, you have until the last day of this year, not even the last day, you have until the 30th, because on the 31st, no, I'm not gonna be entertaining. I'm gonna be trying to bring in the new year. Is it the 31st? Is it January the 31st? Is it a December the 31st? I think it's a December the 31st. Yeah, it's a December the 31st. But yeah, on December the 30th, that will be the last day. After that, there will be no more comments on this video. The comment section will be cut off. So if you didn't get the smoke out respectfully before then, you must then want to comment, because there will be no comments in 2022. I am certain that she will see this video, because somebody gonna run and tell her. And she is a internet stalker, so she will see this video soon, I'm sure. And she'll probably make some slick side comment on her page, some subliminal on her page. I won't see it. And I'm so glad I don't really have no friends that fuck with her that much that they would screenshot and bring it back to me. Because it's mostly a pyramid scheme. Like all pyramid schemes, there has to be someone on the bottom. Yeah, and the person who, like, you was prostitute, not judging it. You was prostituting at a hotel when I met you. And girl, I took you in like they took Chi Chi in and Tu Wong Fu and helped you to develop your voice. help you to hone some of your skills, and prepared you. And you never gave me credit for that. I was Noxema Jackson and you was Chi Chi. Took you in, and that's how you think, friends. That's why when you put out a GoFundMe, they send you money because you know who asked to kiss. You know who to play nice with. And you might be using that piece to pounce some of them cakes. I'll never know. I wouldn't be surprised though, because I done seen you do some things for a ride home. So I could imagine what you'll do for a grant. But anyway, don't but now that I say cool, it keeps spinning and turning in Gani Iyanko Kalukalo, which means I am a child of God goddess. And if I am, you know you are. I light this candle representing past, present, and future in honor of the ancestors who transitioned this realm on yesterday, today, and tomorrow. As I blow out this candle on the physical plane, it grows with intensity on the spiritual plane, preparing us for a time that is to come and guiding our ancestors faithfully to the next part of the journey. Amen. A woman, Layla. I love y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me vent and being patient with me. Thank you who came here for, just who came here, just to be a support. I Some of y'all probably gonna be offended because y'all know her and y'all feel like it didn't have to go there, but it did. I'm human. I'm not gonna always be who you think I should be. Sometimes we gotta make space for my trauma and my PTSD, and this was just one of those days. I love you. Charge it to my head, charge it to my heart. And the next video will be from a whole different place. But tonight, this is what it was. I love y'all. Good night.